Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same and teaching the same. All right, back with another mark of the beast. All right, that implant, that chip, the RFID chip. News. All right, breaking news. Okay, the title probably gonna be MOTB update. Okay, news update. All right, and I'm just gonna get the title. All right, but if you want to, read the article for yourself, you can. And a lot of brothers have been doing sit downs on, on Apple. Okay, the title says this is by BarstoolSports.com. It says Apple is reportedly planning to implant chips in people's brains by the end of the year. Okay, and this was posted on May 13th, 2025. Okay, Salakia. So this was posted May 13th, 2025. Okay. And I'm going to read the title again and get some precepts and close out. All right. So, and the reason why you got the men of the Lord around the world, repetitively doing sit downs on the mark of the beast, including the elder apostles, great millstone, is because that's a major prophecy. Okay. That's one of the last major prophecies. All right, before the nuclear missiles are shot through the sky and hit their destination. All right. So it says Apple is reportedly planning to implant chips in people's brains by the end of the year. Okay. All right. So Lord willing, Lord willing, we get out of here soon. All right. So if they go through it, so obviously Esau, that's what he's shooting for. That's what he's aiming for, because they know that their kingdom is falling. All right. The wicked see that his day is coming. Okay. So Esau, the so-called white man, he's about to try to speed up. Which is all prophecy. The Bible already said he was going to do that before he did it. Okay. All these prophecies was written over 2,000 years ago. All right. So Esau, he's going to try to, put the pedal to the metal. All right. So to speak. All right. And try to hurry up and implement this mark of the beast. Which we want that. The sooner the mark of the beast is implemented, all right, and mandated, made mandatory, the faster we're gonna get out of here. And Lord willing, them of the elect number. All right. So this is major. Okay. So if they pushing for this at the end of this year, Jacob's trouble is going to start before the mandation of the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and the Neuralink. Okay, so that should tell you Jacob's trouble is very near. All right, it is near, and haste him greatly. Okay, so let's go. And like I said, I'm just gonna read the title. All right. So yeah, a lot of brothers flooding the internet, with the mark of the beast lessons and sit downs. All right. Because this is to warn the elect. All right. Like scripture says, whether they hear or forbear, yet shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, he's going to make sure that every Israelite hear these prophecies. All right. And 2/3 they're going to get marked for judgment. 2/3 of our people are going to reject the prophets. They're going to be like, nah, them niggas crazy. Ain't going to be no World War III. Ain't going to be no Mark of the Beast, microchips. Ain't going to be this, ain't going to be that. Because 2/3 of our people, they don't give a fuck. That's the truth of it. 2/3 of our people don't give a fuck. All right, all they care about is bullshitting, smoking weed, making money, and going to and fro on the earth, going to clubs, going to pool parties, going to concerts. That's all our people care about. Going to car shows, going to trail rides. That's all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially you blacks, all right, so-called, all right. That's all you care about, okay? That's all you care about, you know. So that day, the day of the Lord, gonna come upon you like a thief in the night, okay? Because you didn't take heed to the men of the Lord. You didn't take heed to the prophets, So, and we're not gonna feel sorry for you, all right? You're not gonna have the true men of the Lord, giving you niggas handouts and feeling pity and sorrow for you because you out there looking bad and JT and Jacob's trouble. No, we're gonna be laughing. All right, we're gonna be laughing at those that rejected Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so it says Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Esau, he's speaking smoothly. Esau speaking smoothly. He's saying, hey, this is for your good. These these implants, these chips, brain chips, they're for your good. They're going to help you. You can control your phone with your brain. Those of you that's paralyzed, you can walk again. Okay, those of you that was you couldn't speak, now you can talk. Those of you that have Alzheimer's, all right, and bad memory. If you take this brain chip, guess what? You're gonna have perfect memory. That's the type of shit Esau gonna be saying. All right, that's the type of shit Esau gonna be saying. Okay, so he's gonna deceive people. He's gonna deceive them, and they're gonna 2/3 of our people gonna take it, and these heathens too, which the Lord don't care about them. All right, Isaiah 59:19. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay? Because Esau, the so-called white man, all right, who is your enemy, okay, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's about to come in like a flood. He's about to make you people bend to his will. All right? Okay? Esau, he's going to turn that smile into a frown. Esau is about to go from smiling in your face. How Boosie say, you smiling in my face, you ain't my round. That song, Animosity. All right? So Esau, he about to show his true horns. He's about to make you people, he's going to force you, all right, to get with the program. Get down and lay down, so to speak. All right? So the time is coming to where the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and that Neuralink is going to be forced. The penalty for refusing the mark of the beast, from running from it, the penalty will be death. If you're caught. If you're caught, the penalty will be death. So these are the times we're coming into. All right? And this is prophecy. Okay? But guess what? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, he's going to protect the elect. Now, some of us is prophesied to be martyrs, to get run down, captured, wrongfully, wrongfully prosecuted and put to death for standing, stiffly for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, because Esau, he's not going to be able to break the minds of the elect. All right. So, see what I want. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I was gonna read all that. I'm gonna get straight to it. There's Psalm 17, and 12. All right, I'm gonna stop at 13. Okay, it says, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey. All right, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Okay, Esau is lurking. He has secret agendas. All right, but you have the prophets, beginning with the elder apostles, Great Millstone, exposing Esau, the so-called white man, his agenda. All right, his new world order. All right, and his exposing his propaganda. So you were warned. Okay, you were warned. Okay, and Esau is not. He's not that clever. Because he literally keep using the same format, for his wicked plans. He's not even switching up his tactics. All right? So he's just getting blatant with it, just in your face. All right? So it says, verse 13, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is going to disappoint Esau and his new world order agenda. All right? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is not going to allow Esau to chip up the elect. The Lord is not going to allow that. Okay? And guess what? Right after the mandation of the mark of the beast, the Lord is going to have those nuclear missiles being shot to and fro. Okay, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. That's because those nuclear missiles. That's that day that's going to burn as an oven. Okay? And like Elder Apostle Tahar said, in one of his videos, he said once the RFID chip, that microchip and the implant, all right, the mark of the beast, once that's made mandatory, everything gonna move extremely fast. All right, these prophecies gonna be flying. Okay, this shit is gonna be moving quick. All right, and I'm gonna say this. Even when Jacob's troubles start, everything gonna happen fast as well. It's gonna be death everywhere. Okay, and they got a precept for that in Psalms 91. Let me get that. Oh yeah, shit about to start moving real fast. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Lord is bringing all these calamities and judgment and destruction on the earth. So, each month everything's get worse and worse and more critical. Okay, so it's about to happen fast. So Thawadi Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, we see our salvation is near. All right. So it says, bear with me. Wait, I might be in the wrong chapter. I think I'm in the wrong chapter. Yeah. No, verse 7. All right. Psalms 91 and 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You see? So it's going to be so much death and destruction and chaos. All right, when society collapse. But guess what? The elect, the Lord is going to protect his elect. You know? It's like the elect just going to be camouflage. You know? So, all right. In the mark of the beast, you know, which is a physical mark. The word mark goes to charagma. All right, which is a physical, you know, insertion of the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and that Neuralink. Okay, according to Revelation 13, verse 15 on down. All right, and also Revelation chapter 14, you know, verses 9 on down. All right, so that's basically it. Okay. All right. So Lord willing, knows edifying. All right. And I'm gonna say this: if you take the mark of the beast, you will be destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. All right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes. Okay, so you've been warned. All right, you've been warned. You know, you got you got 144,000 prophets. You know, scattered throughout the earth. What? Every day in and day out, bringing out these prophecies. So you can't say you never heard that before. All right? You know, I got cousins that they you know all the way in Texas. All right, that done heard of the Hebrew Israelites. They don't like it. They don't fuck with it, but you know they done heard. So, you know, marked for death. All right, those that reject Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, you chose death. Choose this day life or death. You chose death because you didn't choose the Lord. Okay, you know, so that's on your body. So Lord willing, it was edifying. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Harakak Badash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same. All right, shalom.